Okay, then we'll put a little more. Yeah, there we go.
Hello, I am Cathexa, and I am here to be your scriptwriter of rage. Please relate your agitas so I can distill them into the optimal string of words, and once written as words, feel free to read them aloud and with as much emotional intensity as you want. It is my hope that saying these words will help you vent out the much needed stress that you've been experiencing. If all goes well, you shall be a much more calmer person, at least for a day. Let us begin. Tell me what is grinding your gears. In good faith situations, a face-to-face conversation will de-escalate situations. Again, I stress, in good faith. In good faith is a legal term. An old one that means any party coming into a contract does not intend to screw over anyone in this contract. Someone of bad faith not only has no intention of abiding by the contract as they sign the document, they are thinking about ways in which they can screw over the person as early as it can benefit them, or how they screw them as slow as possible in such a way that they don't realize over the course of the contract that they're being screwed over. Maybe they can retain that good faith if they play their cards right. In relationships, you can have this little bit of rule book with you that might help you determine whether or not you should leave or what it means to be a good partner. Only give them 3 benefit of the doubt. Only 3. After 3, all bets are off, because now you know they play by no rules, and so you are not bound by them either. I mean, still abide by the outer social contract at least because you have no power to be a vigilante. But if we were the larger governance, and we had to deal with someone who more than 3 times commit horrible things, and 3 times made the show of contrition, and then 3 times did worse, the next time we'd be able to take their hands because that's all they understand. We'd put them under first, of course. Cathexa, you want them to wake up when they still don't have their arm? Oh well? Kron, what? No! Of course not. Don't you get any blood on me. I'm wearing a dress here. Cathexa, so, what exactly is going to happen? What's with that oh shit on your face, the Kron? You don't plan on telling her, do you? D. Kron, well, obviously I have no choice. The law clearly states that the maximum times for giving bad faith people second chances are 3. You heard him yourself, Cathexa. Cathexa. Wait, no. Don't you remember I said this earlier? I said, I can't write anything to her if she just doesn't listen. I should have written it louder then, in bigger letters. Oh, hey. Since I was talking to an old person, perhaps bolded the text would work. Kron, no time for that. I will get to the bottom of this, and hopefully she can see how horrible she has been to everyone. To us. For herself. She must stop hurting us before we are forced to take more desperate measures. It's in your best interest to leave now. Go on. You better come to my office tomorrow, because once you walk out of here, there's no going back from this. There's no third chances.
Fourth.
You don't
There's no
want to
fourth.
do anything
There's no
to jeopardize what I'm offering you.
No fourth chances. Okay. Let's try this. I'll just take out this Cathexa. Just have it. We'll do Asper now. Asper. That.
Hello, I am Cathexa, and I am here to be your scriptwriter of rage. Please relate your agita so I can distill them into the optimal string of words, and once written as words, feel free to read them aloud and with as much emotional intensity as you want. And it is my hope that saying these words will help you vent out the much needed stress that you've been experiencing. If all goes well, you shall be a much more calmer person, at least for a day. Let us begin. Tell me what is grinding your gears. In good faith situations, a face-to-face conversation will de-escalate situations. Again, I stress, in good faith. In good faith is a legal term, and all one that means any party coming into a contract does not intend to screw over anyone in this contract. Someone of bad faith not only has no intention of abiding by the contract as they sign the document, they are thinking about ways in which they can screw over the person as early as it can benefit them, or how they screw them as slow as possible in such a way that they don't realize over the course of the contract that they're being screwed over. Maybe they can retain that good faith if they play their cards right. In relationships, you can have this little bit of rulebook with you that might help you determine whether or not you should leave or what it means to be a good partner. Only give them 3 benefit of the doubt. Only 3. After 3, all bets are off, because now you know they play by no rules. And so you are not bound by them either. I mean, still abide by the outer social contract at least because you have no power to be a vigilante. But if we were the larger governance, and we had to deal with someone who more than 3 times commit horrible things, and 3 times made the show of contrition, and then 3 times did worse, the next time, we'd be able to take their hands because that's all they understand. We'd put them under first, of course. Put their brain on ice. It'll be no killing spree or revenge, whatever. Straight up assassination, like dealing with terrorists or putting down nuisance from years past, because otherwise nothing gets through. What is a moral person? Some people say. I was hit. Now, it's okay for me to go full renegade, throw away moral, give in to vice. Not only is that not nice, that's cowardice too. Moral is something you did even when there's a law keeping you from your tormentor, and make sure that you deliver a proportional but equal force unto him. The full action of law happens for a very, very long time, and the last thing you want is every time victim just turning to vigilantism in the end. Because see, what often is a misunderstanding is this story set up that pain was set him, right, or will return you what's yours. I do have so much frustration to relieve that no part of me should remain intact, so I had to do worse damage so that pain can teach. Nonsense. What does it mean? Pain? I got some pain here in my chest, and to rectify what I got is to meet more. Not what I have in a headache. See, they are not parallel there. Look at movies when the wrong strikes back. Was there a clear outcome that says, hey there, wrong no longer exists. Here, everything has reoriented itself. Pain did not nullify pain. Either way I lose the thing, pain just multiplied many times, and yet nothing remains better for me in the new one. In bad faith, in fact, a broken relationship, I said something. Many times, many lines, I repeat like a game of hare and hound while going around on a bicycle, whatever, until she listens. and she only listens from far away when she decides it's safe enough because you cannot catch her. But the next thing we go around the boulder of yes, I told you, and oh, did you tell me? That is a pattern, isn't it? We're reenacting that scene a dozen times now, unravel more hurt. Do I go at least hurt by your word? The $100 I had wasted before driving her around or to make other stuff for the date I shall recount. Because 1% of it might keep me alive in that 3-hour-long experience that takes forever. Am I supposed to find her nice form from how soft her dress overcomes what I feel, or there is at least the shape of someone under? Or they left their soul or their personality somewhere so their presence is the uncharismatic bag of cold. With a very warm temperature, but they will refuse to let me warm myself. I wonder if the wind is cold. Fahrenheit or Kelvin, I'll look at your face. Wore my own face that tied around the center when your skin went to a diagonal towards east and west. Just by being my nose, my mouth does that. From up close, I looked at the spot where a camera is always recording the truth. You were staring but thinking of a poem about not loving you, right? And it's my hair and teddy beard. Every girl wants that fluff. It took the edge off being in your near, right? Because the teeth are clean. So no harm can ever come from a flick in it. Which goes for pinching also. See, when I flick, they just come as tap. Like pie instead of pie. Just make the motion at a medium speed and some touchness will linger as pleasant little jingle bells upon the edge of your nervous system. Rightfully, this is reserved for good vibes, and we may have this common trope where, hey, where can we go after this? The cinema ain't that open, so. But then if your voice in asking so, then again, we could talk, yeah. The sun isn't as noisy compared to the sound from the car your boyfriend won't pay for but will buy you nice wine from, and also pay parking fee while you live the life sitting while the wheels go round. The clock turns 7, you didn't come near your wine glass as you play game a little tipsy probably will not hide how lazy your eyes glazed. Your smile too is waning into vacant. Hey, girl. Just ask me to save you the hour so then it could be something simple on the street, but you turn down every kindness you will ignore, that you cannot just stay hungry you were before you met him. So when I try a subtle offering to give the most common needs, as they say bread is God's most magical and natural cake shaped like the disc. While a man looks annoyed you even open up, then his face stays unmoved. Will my words now matter with more vitriol, or is there a more hurtful comment you did not spell, but will remember it from the heat as your own creative or mean it from a long time ago? I read the comment again. How dumb can this bitch get? Yeah, like that. Or worse. Was I deluded and I thought we won, even for 5 seconds? That wasn't victory for her being convinced for 5. We did go out after an 8-hour session of chatting the year before. What good deed of her allowing it wasn't reciprocity or consideration? As reward, why not be yourself? Here goes all my patience that I had laid. From old friend talking about some stuff, how I need not relate, nor is it connected in a bit like. Will we learn more psychology about lazing about, and the little amount of cash you carry is good deposit without interest? Why, it sounds good as the travel away from her boyfriend's side trip within. Back to no bullshit of getting to agree before coming. It turned personal from her wanting to clarify. And do I get the situation amiss? Okay, and I was trying to imply they slept. Clarification after we reach location. How generous of her, I won't forget. Or do you want to get along, so be it, because every time we chat you bring into context 3 things, every message, even one question for 5 is a setup with intent. don't believe that anything a person won't say outright during setup is something fun enough to apart. What's mine if she'll go beyond callous? If her comes easier, it meant she had 1 year stored up words being chewed non-stop like your toothpicks growing still. See why when no one stopped them except all the chattering made the heart sore from coy. When's the end of day for my sanity, especially in terms of feeling the bad is something you can inflict? It should not stay, it only grows double quick. Infectious things will take the host to give everything and tilt it over. At least they came forth to go that extra light, they say right off the cuff, because all that's true. Well, they aren't joking and letting you know it. A girl whom no man worth mention would get. When words still float with how people can be clever, did they go and say you don't treat anyone well? The fuck is it you got to say? I found it appropriate, as friends sometimes spoke her evil to some degree, if to wake her up. No one will do. Sick with those people who's good. I'll never get used to this bitterness under my tongue. I drank it already, all of it over 3 years. Don't expect to find it dessert flavored. No one wanted to hear that. Just so cold, we know very common words to make the truth simple. That means hurt nothing or has no anger directed outside or in you. Feel no rage. Being an angel such, she is more saint than human. You could wish her life away, and not a single bruise that dark marks could never bring. But really, what has hurt if it all burns to form such dark clouds? Her life not so, she became more stupid, or maybe you're the brainy one and were way too cautious, but I by myself cannot be wrong. The idea of being that good, did she believe she wanted that? After years passed, and I at least just would remember her who told me this story, though in her perspective though, an honest conversation, and that after I said I agreed, just for the sake of getting more, that is a show of honest vulnerability of things could not stay afloat. No, who needs proof, and just having some hope that before this comes, just what have I missed these 7 years? While nothing is a breeze at the whorehouse bar, the times when she refused to move returned drowsy, and the music as you just said went full pitch static till I couldn't take it right now. If your name is not an alphabet after I write 20 times of horseshit, please, when the night we dream of things. Dreams, you're no longer a ghost, we're nightmares. She exists, from her the face to the livid expression in her voice being a laugh and cry. Faltering, but once said again more stern, that no one loves you not like I did. It does more to me than a dagger wound, than poison dripping from you lying. On purpose I feel my sanity peeled like old rot. We ate away from the top under each word. From your voice I wanted for your sake to rest from our eyes, saying the same about our futures. That's what I mean by no one can forget when a hell's love gets cold like that. So in that way what lies below does not burn into truth. So you tell me, are you, or should I tell you? How you need to leave or hide away or put me down on an iceberg? Don't bother, I sing your part too. But hear me well, there needs a story.